You know, it's probably just as much a surprise to me as it was you, when he, found out he wasn't here. Like I said, y'all heard my statement, Mitchell's a good kid. He was doing fine here. But for whatever reasons, he's no longer here. As I said, he would benefit from structure, and he was doing fine. He'd been here for 2.5 weeks, done well in his class. We had started practice, and we had 3 days of practice, 2 days of practice. He had individuals, so there's no questions about all that. He was adjusting. Even though it was a huge adjustment for him, he was handling that. So outside that, just as much as I know. That's where it is. Throw questions about that one. What questions you got? I probably can't answer them, but go ahead.
I guess he just had some other people in his ear telling him things beyond what you guys.
Well, I wasn't there to see those people in the ears, but I think it's the obvious, what's transpired, but, I had to move on. I got a team to coach. I got a team to get ready. Didn't want it to be any more distractions than it was for our team. For these guys are working hard, and I like our team. I like our kids. And unfortunately, good or bad, right or wrong, that's kind of the, landscape of college basketball nowadays. It's kind of where it is. There's so much uncertainty with all these kids. Reclassifying, they all just jumping around, changing schools. So that's the climate we're in today.
Have you ever had that happen before? A kid?
Listen, I never come. Remember, I lost 3 high school kids that we had signed kind of at the last minute of the NBA draft. Jonathan Bender, Travis Outlaw, Monte Ellis. I never lost one who'd been in school and just left. Never lost that. Nope.
Was there ever anything from the time that he signed up until he left that made you sort of question his commitment to things, or did it seem from signing until last week that he was full on board?
Yeah, there was really no questions anywhere. I guess there's a few questions got brought up a month or so ago when Shimon left. That's probably the first questions ever got brought up, but it's very obvious he come on to school. You guys have heard all the rumors.
Did you ever get a chance to sit down and talk to him?
After he left?
Right.
No. We had a very brief conversations on the phone. That was about it.
So he didn't go into any specifics as to why?
No. The only reasons you've ever heard, but I don't pay no attention. I just want to get back closer to home. Hey. But y'all have heard the rumors. We'll see. Does he go overseas? Does he not go overseas? I don't know the answers to that. I have no idea. Is that all a possibility? It's a possibility now. It's a possibility, 2 months from now. At any time, it could possibly happen with him.
Was Shimon one of the people still influencing his decision?
I can't say that. I don't know. Shimon, when he left, he just basically wanted to pursue other opportunities and avenues in his life, and whether it's coaching or not. I don't know for sure, where that is, but that's basically what I was told. So.
Was there an adjustment period for the rest of the team, or did they just kind of think that could go along with practice as it was?
I don't think it was an adjustment. They'd been around him for 2.5 weeks. I think they had a feel for him as a person a little bit. As I said, Mitch would have benefited a lot from structure, of everyday college life, things he really hadn't had a whole lot of. The other guys had been around him enough and saw that and understood that he needs some of this. Was there a disappointment in some players? I would probably say yes, because probably disappointment all of us. So it's human nature. But if it did, I didn't see it. Naturally, didn't last long, because like I say, these guys are working hard. These guys understand, hey, we got a good team either way. We all know what he could have brought to our program and our team. But again, some things, sometimes just not in control of those things. And you can't sit back and, think about what ifs. Again, these guys have never looked back on that, I promise you. They feel good where they are and who they are and playing with each other right now.
Are you concerned that other coaches might try to use this as a negative recruiting, saying that this five-star recruit came here and this is what happened? Do you think that there will be other coaches out there, whether or not it's fair, that are going to try to answer like that?
Well, let me say this. I think other coaches will use whatever they use whenever about anything if it benefits their situation, whatever that is. I can't control that. I mean, that's kind of the landscape of college basketball again. And, naturally, if you can always find something that gives you advantage in what you're saying, you use that advantage. But anybody in the world of college basketball, I think, probably understands kind of, this situation a little bit, kind of what's probably, transpired here some.
You mentioned the assistant coaches, how they kind of adjusted to this point.
Yeah, I got two new guys. Since we talked, probably two new guys in Nikita Johnson, guy I've known for 25 or 30 years, back from days in junior college, back to his days at LSU. He's just he's good people. He's loyal and he's a hard worker. Shu is a guy that wanted the job, and I got the job last year. And I went in other directions at the time, but I don't know if there's a harder worker in the business than Shu. He's one of those guys. He's a grinder. He's one of those guys at 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll get a text or phone call from him. I like those guys. Those guys never rest, and that's what recruiting is. When you lay your head down on the pillow, you got one eye open, thinking about, a player, thinking about something else. Now, it got me in trouble a long time ago at a press conference. When I told press conference back in '98, when I just got married, I'll never forget, it got me in a lot of trouble. I just got married, but I told something with Jonathan Bender. When I laid my head down, I just got married, I was thinking about Jonathan Bender, not my wife. That didn't go over very well. But that's kind of where recruiting is, and how you have to be, really in every minute of every day. It's part of you, it's part of your passion. There's no question he's got that.
So with Shamond and Chris Cheeks, was it similar that they just wanted to?
Cheeks was totally different. Cheeks, is an older guy in the profession. He just wanted to get back closer to his home, back in the Baltimore, D.C. area with his family. He's done it for a long time. He's got 30-plus years of this. There comes a time that, probably all of us think about different things. And I can understand that totally. Hey, anytime you want to do something that's best for you and your family, I always will support that. Cheeks is a great person. I like Cheeks a bunch. He was a great person, and he was good. And as we just said about Shamond, basically he wanted to pursue other opportunities and avenues with his career. Yes, sir.
Rick, are you allowed to do anything with the roster opening for Mitchell, even the walk-on route, and if that is an option, is something you consider?
Yeah, we still have basically 2 scholarships. We had that 1 scholarship yet we hadn't filled, so that's 2. Still waiting on Josh to get here. Josh hopefully will be here in the next, we get back in Costa Rica, we think he'll be here. He's still finishing up that 1 course we probably talked about the last meeting we had, and I wasn't planning on one of these till September. I don't know how Zach talked me into doing one of these. I think I'd have to see you guys to October, but kind of the same thing as we talked about in June, whatever it was. He's got to finish up the 1 class, and we don't see any issues with that. He's just finishing up, and hopefully he'll be here. He'll be back here with us when we get back in Costa Rica.
Would you be looking to plug in like a grad transfer post?
Well, it's very obvious. There's probably 2 things happened to our back line. It was kind of unexpected. One of them happened in April, with Justin playing football, totally unexpected, piece that happened to us. Well, we still have some depth there. Then you lose another one kind of unexpected, for whatever reasons. Makes you a little thinner back there. It makes you do one or two things. You got to play a little different with a few more guards, or you got to find a way to, get another body. And we need another body, some type of body, frontline body right now, to give us some depth, just in practice as much as anything. We've had, I guess we finished, 7 practices now? 7 practices. The first 2, we had Mitch, the last 5 we have, and it makes you a lot thinner with just Dwight and Mustafa out there right now. Makes it a little bit harder to, play big. If you play big on one team, you got Brad guarding center on the other team. So you know how that would be. So that's a little bit of adjustment. But again, our guys right now, they ain't missed a blink. I love their attitudes. I love their work ethics. We can start talking about those guys. Some Dwight's come in here, and I like him a bunch. I know he averaged 1.7 points for Kansas last year. Is that right? I'll be shocked if he don't beat that. He's had great energy. I think he can score that ball multiple ways. He's big, he's strong, and he's a great kid. Great attitude, great work ethic. Same way with Mustafa. Mustafa's deal, he just hadn't played for a year and 4 months. Hadn't gone up and down that court. Remember, he wasn't able to practice any. Hadn't gone up and down that court, so the speed's a little bit of adjustment, but man, what a great person. All the guards, I think Darius from Virginia, 5th-year guard, is adjusted and handled things really well. And again, I said this before, when you have, even though we're a whole new team, when you have good people and you think you have high character, I think it's easy to mix a little bit easier. And I think that's what we've been able to do. The Brainerd's kid, has lots of ability. He's probably the one that, really hadn't played a lot. 1 year at junior college. So, it's adjustment with him, but his effort and attitude has been really good for us. 2 guys stand out every day for me. They stand out for me. Is the 2 young guys, the 2 guys from Kentucky, the 2 freshmen. There ain't been a day go by they hadn't continued to impress me. Tavion and Jake, they've been consistent every day for me. Jake's probably didn't know what to expect 100%. I'm like you guys. I saw him 3 days. I saw him 2 days. He played 3 games state tournament. Who was up there and saw the 3 games? Okay. Did you see all 3? Well, I saw 2 of those 3. And he hasn't disappointed anything what I saw in that state tournament. He did it on a big stage there. You give him a crack. You give him a chance to get that shot off. Oh, it's got a chance to go in, as you saw. So he's probably been a little quicker than I anticipated, just not knowing everything about him. So I've been really pleased with those 2 young guys too.
Rick?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to get out of this trip to Costa Rica? What do you want to see your players and even your new coaching staff learn from the trip?
Mike, the biggest thing is we're so new. It's putting them together a little bit. See what some guys can do. I don't know. I didn't know. You look at Dwight's stats. He averaged 1.7 points a game. Hell, can he score? Well, based on his history and his stats, he's not a very good scorer. But I don't see that. I think he can score. Now, when we start playing that game, does it happen? He has showed me nothing but the ability to go get some things done every day, every drill. So finding out what some guys can do, first off, individually, what their abilities are, then trying to figure out a way, because we're all new, what's our strengths? This team. Well, it's very obvious. Maybe some things changed a little bit since you started practice. I mean, so you adjust a little bit already. But I do think we have multiple guards can make plays. You know, I hadn't talked about Bearden yet, but he's a guy that we all know, and he's done well. He's done well. You know, I've told you all last year he's a guy that, you know, just needs to continue to put discipline in his life and structure in his life, and he's handled things really well. And I think he's better from it all as a player. So I think we got multiple guards that can make plays. So putting them together with the strengths of the big guys. Remember Mustafa? I'd never seen him play. You know, we got him out of junior college. We didn't see him in there. He couldn't play last year. Watched him on film. And again, I know this, some things you see in a guy like him right now will be different 3 or 4 months from now, the more he plays. So figuring out strengths and weaknesses, how to put them together. Then I think just the ability of the trip now, those guys spending some time together, away from basketball even. You know, as a college guy, it's probably different than when we all went to school. Well, I'm not so much older than you guys, some of you guys. We went to school, we hung out all the time. Nowadays, it's just not college kids, all young kids, they go into their own world so much with this social media stuff. I mean, it's different. So to have an ability to go spend some time a little bit away from all that, or to having to do some things away from basketball, I think is really good. I think that'll help bring some togetherness with this team some.